Now we'll move on to
Thank
the
you. Thank you.
paper by Vaijayanti Chakravarti ji about Varadaraja Swami Perumal Brahmotsavam, Rasanubhava in the Kanchi Perumal, Varadaraja Perumal Brahmotsavam. Vaijayanti ji.
Namaskara. Thanks to Harikiranji, Nagarajji, and all the organizers. I'm glad to be here and also a little bit nervous because, as others said in the beginning, I don't come from an academic background, so it was with a little bit of trepidation that I sent my proposal for the conference. Thanks a lot. I will start my screen share and the presentation now. लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नादयामनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Utsava, the name itself indicates joy, merriment, delight, pleasure, and such emotions. And Brahmotsava in Hindu temples is pinnacle of that emotional experience. Throughout the year, there are festivals at all the temples as per the agamic prescription applicable to individual temples. Each one of them is an anubhava, and Brahmotsava is like a multi-act play that goes through the beginning, middle, a climax, and an end, giving varied emotions through the 10 days. It is Utsava because it gives delight, and God is much delighted by it. Devotees also rejoice in that celebration. The excitement to be part of a great festival, the colors, the music, the drama, and also the food, it is a lived experience to this day. I have taken up the Rasanubhava of Kanchipuram Varadaraja Perumal Brahmotsavam. Brahma is the master of ceremonies at this Brahmotsava, and it is special since the avatar of Varadaraja was from the yajna conducted by Brahma at the Satyavrata Kshetra, Kanchi. Varadaraja stayed back on Hastigiri after the yajna. The hill Hastigiri also denotes the legend of Gajendra Moksham. That is why Brahmotsavam is a Mahotsavam here, and especially the Garuda Sevai. The translation is here, and I will recite the Tamil original here. Attigiri Arulala Perumal Vandar, Ane Pariterin Mel Alhar Vandar, Kachitanil Kankodukum Perumal Vandar, Karudavaram Tarum Deva Perumal Vandar, Muttimalai Podium Mugil Vannar Vandar, Moolamena Olamidavallar Vandar, Uttaravedikkule Udittar Vandar, Umbadolum Kadaludayar Vandar Tame. So sang the 13th century Acharya Swami Vedanta Desikan in Maivrata Manmiyam. The visualization of the arrival of the deity, a procession on the elephant, horse, and the chariot, give it a context and a continuity for the devotees who throng to the town for the 10-day Vaikasi Brahmotsavam. One of the earliest inscriptions from the temple on the Brahmotsavam is from 14th century, that is recording the stipulated routes for the procession, but the antiquity should go back beyond this 14th century time period we get from the epigraphy. Among the 5 principles of Para, Vyuha, Vibhava, Archa, and Antaryami, celebration of Archavatara, worship of the god in the form of a consecrated image, has been the prominent practice among the Sri Vaishnavas and the Bhagavatas. Temple construction, installation of the Mula Bera, the Mula Murti, and the Ussava Murtis, and the daily rituals and the festivals are conducted in accordance with the Agamas. Without going much into the discussion on the antiquity of the Pancharatra Agama, just would like to state that the Kanchi Varadaraja Perumal temple follows the Pancharatra Agama, and especially the Jayakya Samhita. And Nitya Pujas and the Naimittika Pujas have all incorporated the philosophical as well as the aesthetic elements as prescribed by the Agama. Agama, dance, iconography and temple architecture, medicine and astrology. Is there any surprise that Pancharatra Agama incorporates Bharatam and Shilpam? Yogo Jnanam Tata Sankyam Vidya Shilpati Karmacha Vedas Shastrani Vijnanam Etat Sarvam Janardhanat. It prescribes musical instruments and also dancers. The atmosphere must not be puritanic, severe, and solemn. Even those who do not have much faith in God should be attracted to witness the procession. By witnessing these, they will have an occasion to have a look at the god. This is enough for the spirit of the Agamas to provide for the content of the festival, explains Dr. Varadachari in Agamas and South Indian Vaishnavism. This is how Brahmotsavam brings all kinds of devotees together. The order of the procession and the participants themselves can be eclectic. Elephant, horse, drums, music, the Viprabandha Goshti reciting the hymns of Alvars, Goshti means groups, dances with specific prescription of items and locations used to be part of the procession in the past. Along with Nadaswaram, we have a Western band these days playing on drums, saxophone, clarinet, etc., the classical and devotional songs, following the deity or group reciting Vedas, the Veda Parayanam. The three Vedas, the Satvata and other Samhitas are to be recited to the right of the Lord, and Itihasas and Puranas too is left during the processions. Others who are grammarians and logicians may also join the procession. That is one of the prescriptions in the Agama. In the past, the Veda Parayanam Goshti used to be followed by learned men conducting Brahma Vicharam, we hear from the elders. While non-temple going Hindus sometimes tend to look at the festivals as unnecessary rituals that does not fit into the philosophical framework of Vedanta, some scholars tend to dissect them from the historical and textual context. Both in a way sound skeptical of the tradition, continuity, participation, and the result. The fact is that living in Divya Desams, experiencing the festivals, and the understanding of the process have for long been hereditary, handed from generation to generation. I think even being a bhakta is hereditary. We inherit it from our ancestors. That would include even the flower vendors to the Sripadam Tangihals, those who bear the vahanas and conduct it with such beauty and precision. Creating a Mula Bera and a separate Utsava Bera clearly indicates the systematization of the Utsavas, and some of the Samhitas, even if assigned a later date, do give a detailed framework. The Samhitas and also the oral knowledge and conduct of the festivals themselves make it clear that they were intended for a purpose, a phala, and thoughtfully designed with philosophy, aesthetics, economics, all in mind. From the alankaras to the vastras to the jewelry to the flower decoration, everything takes care of the aesthetics along with the music and dance, of course. Paul Younger, who has recorded many temple festivals from South India, says festivals are like a carnival. And if we take Tamil word Thiruvizha to sort of reflect that, then it isn't a wrong description. But this Thiruvizha clearly has a stage, an actor, and there are intended consequences in terms of their anubhava. The emotional experience is crucial for the devotee. Can we apply the word drama while expressing the specific vahanas and related festivity as acts and the devotee's response as that of an experience of the drama? There isn't a single performance area that becomes a sacralized cosmic space here. But from the temple to Gangaikondan Mandapam, which is around 3.5 kilometers, the entire area traversed through the course of 10 days by the deity. The whole town becomes a stage and Varadarajan the actor. As the Mangala Shloka of Sri Bhashyam describes, Akhila Bhuvana Janmasteva Vangadi Leele, Paramatma himself is the hero. Varadaraja Perumal Brahmotsavam is celebrated in the Tamil month of Vaikasi, that falls between May and June. He is Rajan, King of Kings. So the festival is befitting in scale and pomp, worthy of a king. The gait, the majesty, evoking the Veera Rasa is the hallmark of the first procession after the Dwajarohanam, and also seen through some of the subsequent Vahanams like the Simha, Gaja and Ashwa. The beginning of the procession we see in all temples is accompanied by playing of Mallari on the Nadaswaram, the Gambhira Nata score, that sets the appropriate tone. Devotees at Kanchi would not miss a chance to say how, as in a king's darbar, Varadan Utsavam is punctual, proper and perfect. If Brahmotsava is a drama, then Beritadanam could be the Sutradar's introduction. Tradition has it that in some of the temples, it was not just the beating of the drums, but 32 kind of nrityas to be performed, set in different ragas and talas for devatas to be invited for the Brahmotsavam. It is an elaborate invitation. The incorporation of Agama and Natya together in the festival is well established in this. However, with the old system of musicians attached to particular temples gone, dancing prohibited, and lack of knowledge among the priests about them, the ragas, the dance, and that particular system of music is lost. Though it may not be appropriate to directly relate to the theory of rasa here, but the emotions or the rasas that we can denote here are Karuna, Veera, Adbhuta, Shringara, and Hasya in some of the sevais. Since the third day's Garuda Sevai takes a center stage, we have to dwell a little bit at length on that. Festival atmosphere reaches its zenith. Kanchi Garudotsavam is grandest of the temple festivals one can witness. Garuda Sevai is inevitably linked to the rescue of Gajendra by Vishnu, if we remember the Stalapuranam we talked about earlier. Who would not want to know about the shriek of who would not know about the shriek of the elephant, Adimulame and Vishnu rushing to his rescue? That is what Desikan mentioned in the verse I quoted above, Moolamena Olamida Vallar Vandar. Garuda Seva invokes that merciful nature of Varada and his Karunya. Who is the one who would ultimately rescue those who are stuck in the samsara? And there in his mercy, he comes on Garuda Vahanam to the rescue of devotees. Saulabhya, the ease of approach, is one of the important aspects of God in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, and Garuda Seva exemplifies it. Thousands would have gathered inside the temple complex much before the start of the Vahanam at 4 a.m. Fireworks, music, and the typical crackers to announce the start of the procession would alert everyone. Crowds would have surged, filling up every inch of space on the Sannadhi street. What are they all waiting for? Garuda Vahanam is going to travel miles and extra miles before reaching Gangaikondan Mandapam, and the darshan can be had anywhere on the route. There are many who have sung Varadaraja and his gunas, and among the notable Vagayakaras, Tyagabrahmam and Muthuswami Dikshidhar in particular mention Garuda Sevai. Dikshidhar in Narasimha Agacha Kriti hints at an incident related to the Garuda Sevai. Tradition till date is that the Garuda Vahanam would halt for a minute outside the main entrance, the Western Gopuram. That is as a reminder of an incident that took place long ago, that Varada went with his Garuda to give darshan to one of his devotees who could not make it that day to Kanchi, pining for his darshan at the Gadigachala Kshetra or Solashingapuram, Sholingar nearby. And to recollect that till date, the Garuda Vahanam stops for a minute outside the Western Gopuram, and the Gopura Vasappadi Seva is had. And that is why crowds mill up at the Sannadhi street to have that Gopura Vasappadi Seva. The Karunya is related to the Dodachar Seva. And Dodachar himself describes the scene outside the western entrance in the first verse of his Varadaraja Panchakam, which is quoted here on the slide. Would not the white umbrella symbolizing his lordship over the entire universe move gently on this occasion? Just a few feet away as the Vahanam emerges out of the Pandal, the smaller umbrellas with which the Vahanam emerged would be exchanged for two giant umbrellas. Kanchipuram Kudai Azhagu is the saying. The beauty of the umbrellas is special. That is an ecstatic scene. The flight after assuming the umbrellas in the start of the Garuda Vahan, that is Adbhuta. Though this clip is not very good or clear, there isn't enough light, I would just like to play it for a little bit of that experience. Tyagaraja Swami's composition in the rare raga Swarabhushani, and Varadaraja says Tyagaraja that he himself has come to see the Vaibhavam of Varadar Garuda Sevai. His disciple Valajapet Venkatramana Bhagavatar has written a long description of the darshan in Kanulara Kantinipudu Kanchi Varaduruni. He specifically describes a scene at Gangaikondan Mandapam where the Bhagavatas with tambura in hand, anklets in their legs sing Hari Hari. This is a unique scene on Garuda Sevai when many bhajan mandalis from various villages would gather singing and dancing as part of the procession. The atmosphere gets charged with devotion. My earlier presenter talked about the Varkari Sampradaya. The bhajan singing on the day of Garuda Sevai, if you see, you will see the similarities, and it brings in participation from all sections of people, from the ordinary to the learned, all of them. We talked about the sacralized cosmic space. Does this not show every street becomes a sacred space and devotees experiencing varied emotions soaking in the divine from the Sannadhi street up to Gangaikondan Mandapam, all across. Swami Desikan in his Hamsa Sandesham tells the messenger Hamsa that Kanchi was created by Vishwakarma and he should bow as he enters the city, and the devas carry on their heads the dust arising from the Kanchi streets as the dust storm is created by the Varadas procession in various vahanas. In all this adulation, Hasya isn't lost. A 15th century Asukavi Kalamegam penned a Ninda Stuti looking at the Garuda Sevai. Perumalo Nalla Perumal, Avartam Tirunalum Nalla Tirunal is a Tamil I have quoted here. He says, a good Perumal and a good Utsavam, alas, since he couldn't stay put, see him being carried away by an eagle. There are two Utsavams, one on the 5th and the other on the 6th day, that bring out the essence of Shringara. One is Nachiyar Tirukkolam on day 5, when the Lord travels in a covered palanquin, dressed as a dainty lady, with a parrot in one hand, adorning precious jewels, hair done up like a lady, sporting a full-sleeved velvet jacket in blue, and white sari with a colored border embellished with zari, making devotees fall for the feminine charm. What a transformation in Nachiyar Tirukkolam. Did he not take the Mohini Avataram, that enticing woman, Vanavarai Pinnagi Amuduttum Perumanar, as Thirumangai Alvar celebrated? If he has Mohini charmed the men, Nachiyar Tirukkolam keeps the ladies of Kanchi riveted. Look at the nose rings, look at the bangles, the earrings. He's adorning all Tayar's mother, as Tayar is known, the Lakshmi. Her jewels today, they would comment. They worship Perandevi Tayar every day, and indeed they would know that. Krishna Leela has been an intrinsic part of celebration in Vaishnava Sampradayas all across. 6th day morning, there is a Churna Bhisheka, that splash of turmeric powder across, taking one back to Krishnavatara, as Periyalvar would celebrate in Vanna Madangal Sool Tirukkoštiyur, birth of Krishna celebrated with spraying of colors. That day, Varadarajan takes on the image of Venugopalan, Krishna playing the flute with beautifully decked hair, peacock feather, the cow and calf at his feet. Krishnavatara Anubhavam, the Shringara of Ras, is recreated through the Unjal Sevai, the swing, that leisurely procession to the accompaniment of sweet music on Nadaswaram. There is yet another Utsavam where the Krishna Leela Shringara is imagined. The day after Rathotsavam is a ritual Tirumanjanam called Totti Tirumanjanam, where only Perumal's feet is immersed in the waters kept in a large drum that would take one to the Jalakrida of the Bhagavan in his Vibhavavatara. Veera, Adbhuta, Hasya, all three get evoked as one watches the two rides, the elephant and the horse. But for want of time, I'm skipping the elephant and the horse ride with a run called Asal. Jnanis would immerse in the thought, Ratastam Keshavam Drushtva Punarjanmam Na Vidyate. Completion of Rathotsava is also celebrated by the ladies in town, celebrating it as Saubhagya. The auspiciousness of Rathotsavam is celebrated with buying turmeric that sold all across the town that day, and sharing the haldi kumkum with neighbors and relatives. The final act is a high point of Rasanubhavam, Hasya and Shringara. On the ninth day, Perumal on a secret sojourn would travel fully covered in layers of shawls, only to finally reveal himself, removing all the layers one by one at Gangakondan Mandapam. Was he searching for his lost ring from the previous night's gallivanting? Or he disguised himself going in search of his devotees to reveal his paratva? Hasya in the spectacle and the philosophy is hidden. The climax is once he returns to the temple. His devis are cross with him for disappearing without them and would refuse to let him inside. Every householder would rejoice in this oodle, that misunderstanding which takes the couple closer finally. That is the meeting of the mundane with the divine. Mattayadi, to hit with a bat literally, various temples would use various weapons, and at Kanchi, it is a bunch of flower rolls to hit at those who try to have a dialogue and reconciliation between Perumal and the Piratis. The Shringara in that oodle and that philosophy in reconciliation, everyone rejoices in. For want of time, I cannot go into the philosophical contours of Mattayadi here. Soon after the reconciliation, the grand finale of Tirthavari, Avabrata Snana in the Anantasaras Pushkarani. The joy of having completed the Brahmotsava is akin to the completion of a yajna when the Avabrata Snana removes all papa. For devotees, the moment of catharsis, born out of bhakti. Eyes shed tears of joy, goosebumps at the blissful experience of the God. From acharyas of yore to the lay devotees now, immersed in the beauty of Varadarajan, the Rasanubhava is real. The Brahmotsavam brings that out in various ways, making it an important experience in the life of a devotee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jayanti ji. This was another wonderful addition of value to the discussion in the conference. How festivals also can be discussed as part of rasa experience, particularly Bhakti rasa experience, Brahmananda experience. This is the kind of Indic cultural anthropology that can be done from the Indic people, Hindu side. The ethnographies of festivals are done in most of the anthropological studies, but the anthropologist or the ethnographer tries to take a neutral position, stands in a non-religious position, and tries to see the subject as the other, and tries to bring out the nuances, though the discipline uses words like participant observation, insider's perspective being taken by the scholar, and all that. The real insider's perspective needs a lot of background that you have demonstrated. The amount of knowledge that is required for being a real true insider for all these festivals, and even the categories like rasa, for example, To such ethnographers, these are not known. They do not know the categories like rasa. And the category rasa also is coming from the same cultural background from which these festivals are coming. So it is not a superimposition of a, foreign category on to the culture that is being studied. For example, if Madhusudana Saraswati or Rupa Goswami are establishing bhakti as rasa in 17th century, they were only articulating which was already there. They were articulating which was already experienced by the participants in the festival. For example, when the audio was played by you during the presentation, a foreign observer or a Western or a westernized observer would have said, it is all chaos. Oh, that is noise. That there was no music in it. So who said that there is a music in it? The what is felt as chaos or noise by a foreign observer is actually, in terms of rasa language, it is Uddipana Vibhava for the participant. It catalyzes the bhakti experience. The whole sound of the whole festival coming from all the other audience that is heard in the audio, that is also adding to the catalysis, that is also adding to the enhancement of the experience. And the wonderful word that you used, actor, Varadaraja being the actor, is very, very important. When I explain spirit position to people, I keep using this word. In spirit position, the possessed person speaks in the voice of the goddess or the god, the deity. It is happening because of the tadatmya, identification of the, actually the possessed person comes as audience, but he identifies with the actor. That is what is happening in any other performing art and movie also. The audience is identifying with the character, the hero. And when the identification, tadatmya, goes to such an extent that the audience forgets oneself completely, then he becomes the actor. And that becoming the actor is what is happening in the spirit position. The possessed person speaks in the voice of the god, deity there. That is bhakti rasa. Actually, the bhakti rasa experienced by Vishishta audience is manifest only in the form of some amount of tears rolling down the cheeks, or some of the Shishta audience also faint. Bharata lists Murcha also as one of the Satvika Bhavas. So some of the Shishta audience faint, some of the Shishta audience get tears rolling down their cheeks. But the folk audience, who actually are called folk, they actually get into possession. Bhakti Rasa is manifest in the form of spirit possession among the folk audience. And that is actor. That is Varadaraja is the actor there. So that was a beautiful idea, and you substantiated it from the words of Acharyas also, that they agreed that he is the actor there. He is the actor in the whole performance. And I think it is Malinowski among the anthropologists who talks about rituals being reenactment of myths. And for anthropologists of the other countries in the world to see how sacred narratives are reenacted in the form of rituals, they have to all the way travel to either South America or Africa. But the reenactment of sacred narratives in the form of rituals here and our own participation in it happens next door, just next door to us, in our own town, in our own village. It happens every day. We need not travel all the way to Africa or South America to see this happening. Wonderful presentation by Jayanti ji. It was a very good addition, and it fulfilled the objective of this conference. Why we called it Hindu aesthetics is very well brought out by your addition. Let me check if there are any questions. Uh, yeah, most of the questions are just complimenting, and there are some lighter vein jokes about Kanchi Garuda Seva and the words. Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Vaijayanti
So
ji.
much. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks.